Hi, I am Mike. I'm the pastor here at Shepherd of Hills. This is Stephanie, our council president, and we are part of the church health team, and we just want to give you a feedback on what happened. We did a information meeting yesterday as part of our feedback for the congregation, but for those of you who couldn't make it yesterday, we wanted to break down the results and share with you what happened. So what we did is we wanted to do an assessment with the congregation just to get a sense of who we were at, how we're doing. It's not, are we doing well? Are we doing bad? It's, what do we need to work on? So we're working through Fuller Youth Institute because they've got some remarkable tools, and this helps us just to understand what works well, especially focusing on youth and teenagers and young adults. One of the bits of wisdom that everybody knows is you can't build a healthy church without a youth program, and you can't have a youth program without a healthy church. Did I say that right? I thought I said that right. Anyway, regardless, we got lots of good data. We're very encouraged by this, and I'm going to let Stephanie break it down to who we got responses from.
So overall, we had a great response to our survey. We had 199 members participate in the survey. We had good feedback from every age level, every age range, and from people who have been involved for just a few years to people who have been involved for many, many, many years. Overall, all of the responses were directionally the same. No group, no matter how you divided the data, judged or rated one thing higher or lower. Everything kind of went in the same direction, which is a really promising and good sign. So overall, the survey looks at 6 key factors. All of these factors are biblically based. The first one is unlocking key chain leadership. How do we get youth and young adults into roles here in church? The second one is empathizing with young people today. How can we step into the shoes and really understand some of the challenges that our younger generations are facing? The third thing it looks at is taking Jesus's message seriously. The fourth thing is a warm community. Are we welcoming and inviting to new members and people who have already attend here at Shepherd of the Hills? The fifth thing it looks at is prioritizing young people and families everywhere. And the last thing that it looks at is being the best neighbor. Again, it's who we are around here in church, but also outside in our community, in our state. Overall, the results were really, really good. Even our lowest score wasn't all that low. Everything was ranked on a 1 to 5 scale. And Pastor Mike's going to go into a little bit of detail about where we ranked really high and some of the areas we're going to focus on.
So we worked really high, and one of the things that we came out really well in is taking the message of Jesus seriously. This had been a point of emphasis the last time we did a church health survey a while ago. And because of that, because of the work we put into that, you all said that, you know, when you got asked the question, do we encourage people to live out their faiths in their daily lives and if preaching relevant to people's daily lives, you guys said we did really well on that. Another real point of emphasis in the past that has really come through right now is warm relationships. People say this is a community that we trust. This is a place that makes visitors feel welcome. We have a lot of stuff that we've done really well there, and we could be really proud of that. The thing that we need to work on, and what you all told us, is that we have a tough time understanding others still at this point. You said, you know, we don't do so well at having healthy congregational or healthy conversations about generational differences. You know, here's the thing though. These are common issues for congregations like us. And even, like Stephanie said, even the worst points we had aren't that bad. We're ranking at about a 3.12 on the lowest factor on a 5-point scale, which is not bad. We can get better, but it's not bad. So what we're going to do from here is the first thing we need to do is pray more. We have to start in that. And we want to pray about how this is God's work and ask Him to open our hearts in this. You're going to hear more preaching on this. It's going to be worked into other themes as we talk about this, because it is a piece of how Jesus teaches us. And we want to constantly come back to that. You leverage those strengths that you have of taking the message of Jesus seriously. And we're going to use that message, and we're going to talk about how Jesus met people where they're at. Whether it's Nicodemus, there is a teacher of the law, and so Jesus works with him out of the law and the prophets, or it's the Samaritan woman at the well. He meets people where they're at, and that's what we want to focus on. Speaking of which, we're going to have listening sessions with high schoolers and young adults. Sit down over a cup of coffee and say, how do you see these things play out? One of the other things we do is add staffing, as we talked about in our weekly update or monthly updates. We have this call committee going, and we're adding an associate pastor. The part of that person's portfolio is going to be working on youth and young adult stuff. And lastly, we're going to go through this, and in a year, we are going to come back and take the survey again and see how we've done. It is a constant thing where you see how you did, you evaluate, and you go from there. We are really excited about this, and we are glad to have you on board in this process, and we're looking forward to where God takes us in the future. Anything else you want to add?
I think that about covers it.
No. Go ahead.
So thank you for all those who joined in person, and I hope everybody who is watching this is all caught up on where our church is at.
Thank you again. You have a blessed day.